It starts with a number, $3 trillion. It is a number so large it ceases to be money. It becomes gravity. It becomes religion. In the summer of 2024, a company that makes computer parts, graphics cards, things we used to use to play Call of Duty, suddenly became more valuable than the entire stock market of Germany, more valuable than Amazon, more valuable than Alphabet. But look closer at the chart. This isn't a growth curve. This is a vertical wall. This is a glitch in the matrix. In Silicon Valley right now, CEOs are not sleeping. They are panic buying. They are calling one man, begging for an allocation of a black rectangular prism called the H100. They call it the Hopper. I call it the most expensive brick in human history. Each one costs upwards of $30,000. And you can't just buy one. You need thousands. To train a model like GPT-4, you need a data center the size of a football field, filled with these bricks, consuming the electricity of a small city. It is a gold rush. But unlike 1849, where you could buy a shovel from anyone, today there is only one shop in town. And the man running it is wearing a leather jacket. Welcome to the Nvidia monopoly. Jensen Huang. The man is a meme, a myth, and a CEO all rolled into one. He wears the same black leather jacket every single time he steps on stage. It doesn't matter if it's 90 degrees in Taiwan, the jacket stays on. But do not let the rock star persona fool you. Jensen is a grand master of strategy. While Intel was busy arguing about CPU clock speeds, and AMD was fighting for scraps in the gaming market, Jensen saw something no one else did. He didn't just build a chip, he built a prison. It's called CUDA, C-U-D-A. Imagine you buy a car, but this car only runs on a specific type of gas that only one gas station sells. And if you try to put any other gas in it, the engine explodes. That is CUDA. For nearly 20 years, Nvidia gave CUDA away to universities, to researchers, to students. They hooked an entire generation of computer scientists on their programming language. It was the classic dealer strategy. The first hit is free. Now, every AI researcher on the planet codes in CUDA. Even if AMD builds a chip that is faster, or cheaper, or more power efficient, it doesn't matter, because the software doesn't run on it. This is the moat. It's not silicon, it's code. A trillion-dollar empire built on a software lock-in that makes the Apple ecosystem look like an open door. Let's look at the books, because the numbers are, frankly, obscene. In the hardware business, a good gross margin is maybe 40%. Apple, the king of profit, hovers around 45%. Nvidia's gross margins recently hit 78%. That is not a hardware margin. That is a software margin on a physical product. That is illegal drug territory. Why? Because of desperation. Microsoft, Google, Meta, Tesla, they are all trapped in a prisoner's dilemma. If Google buys 100,000 H100s, Microsoft has to buy 100,000, or they fall behind in the AI arms race. It doesn't matter if they have a business plan for it. It doesn't matter if AI actually makes money yet. They just need the chips. But here is where the hidden ledger gets dark. Who is actually paying for this? A massive chunk of Nvidia's revenue comes from AI startups. But who funds these startups? Often the same venture capitalists or even the cloud providers themselves. Cloud provider A invests in startup B. Startup B takes that investment money and immediately pays it back to cloud provider A to rent Nvidia chips. It is a circular economy, a snake eating its own tail. We are inflating a bubble of revenue based on projected future demand that might never materialize. If the AI hype train slows down, even for a second, this entire house of cards comes crashing down. But the biggest risk to Nvidia isn't financial. It is kinetic. Look at a map. Nvidia is a fabless company. That means they don't actually make anything. They design the chips in California, send the blueprints over the internet, and then one company on one island manufactures 100% of their top-tier AI chips. TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. The most important building in the world is not the White House. It is TSMC's Fab 18 in Tainan. Every H100, every B200, every brain of the future AI god comes out of this single facility. And this facility sits on a fault line, both geological and geopolitical. The Taiwan Strait is the most dangerous stretch of water on Earth. If a blockade happens, if a war breaks out, Nvidia's revenue goes to zero overnight. Not 50%, zero. The entire global AI economy has a single point of failure, and everyone knows it. This is why the US government is frantically trying to build fabs in Arizona. But fabs take years to build. We don't have years. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Let's rewind to the year 2000, the dot-com bubble. There was another company that was the pick and shovel seller of the internet age, Cisco Systems. They made the routers and switches that powered the web. Everyone said, websites might fail, but everyone needs routers. Cisco became the most valuable company in the world. And then it crashed. It lost 80% of its value. It never recovered its peak highs. Why? Because eventually the infrastructure gets built. Once you build the railroads, you stop buying steel. Right now, Google is building its own chips. Amazon is building Trainium. Microsoft is building Maya. Their goal is simple: kill the Nvidia tax. They want to break the monopoly. They are pouring billions into escaping Jensen's prison. Nvidia is fighting a war on two fronts: the customers who want to replace them and the gravity of their own stock price. So, is Nvidia overvalued? Maybe that's the wrong question. We are witnessing a transfer of power, not just of money, but of cognition. Jensen Huang isn't selling chips. He is selling the raw material of intelligence. He is selling the ability to think. In the future, national power won't be measured in oil barrels or nuclear warheads. It will be measured in exaflops of compute. The hidden ledger shows us that monopolies always fall. But before they do, they reshape the world in their image. We are living in the world Nvidia built. We are just the users. For now.